Perfect. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to New Moon Manifesting. And today we're going to be diving into the Aquarius energy, which has had a major influence in our life for the past year and a half, basically. And we'll talk specifically about it. There's a lot of really kind of exciting things that are going on, transformative things. And there's always that silver lining, but that we can have that resistance in between. So just be open to whatever's transitioning for you. My name is Jana Grosskost, and I am a business coach, a metaphysical teacher and healer, and I'm on a mission to empower women. And I have a new book coming out this year, probably actually two books. So the first book is called Goddesspreneur. I think it's Game Plan. Either Goddesspreneur Playbook or Game Plan. I'm still kind of figuring that out, but I'm super excited. I should have the bulk of it written this week so it can go to beta readers. So I'm super excited. But my passion is helping women manifest the life that they love. And I started teaching the classes with the lunar cycle to teach people how to manifest in 2008 because people don't stay on track with their goals. So I wanted a system that I could tune into to support them with that, and having these monthly calls definitely helps with you reviewing your goals and staying on track with them. It also, the lunar cycle's effect, or the moon, affects our emotions, and our ability to manifest is primarily driven by our emotions. So if we have fear about getting something, if we doubt we can get something, if we feel unworthy and deserving, then it doesn't matter how many affirmations you write or how many vision boards you create, it's not going to happen until you shift whatever the emotion is that's blocking you from receiving. So what we're going to do tonight is talk about the lunar cycles. I'll open up the call for any questions that you may have about where this is falling specifically in your astrology chart, if you know where that is. And if you don't know where that is, I have a short tutorial video on my New Moon Manifesting website. And there's always a link in the emails that I send out for this specific class. So you can click on that, go through the process, and each month you pull your chart so you know which astrology house it's falling in, because that will help you in setting your intentions. So let's dive in. Got some presentation information. Pop up my screen. And let's get rid of this. And there we go. All right, so this Aquarius new moon is taking place at 12:45 a.m. tonight. So you've got about two and a half days to set your intentions. If you know what they are, it'll be great to set those when we go through the meditation. And if you don't, just recognize that between, let's see, tomorrow's Tuesday. So between now and Wednesday, you want to have your intention set for this Aquarius new moon. Now, Aquarius is an air sign. And as an air sign, this is the last air sign of the zodiac wheel. And it's very futuristic. Any air signs have to do with your thoughts, inspiration, vision for the future. It can be quite rebellious and revolutionary. It's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is a planet that is a major player in this new moon. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But this new moon is about, where can I find more freedom in my life? And where am I seeing injustices that I'm passionate about fighting for my own rights or somebody else's rights? This is also an opportunity for you to collaborate with like-minded people, connect with other people in groups that have similar ideals and ideas that you do, as well as sharing your knowledge and wisdom with the world. So I'm calling this one revolution or rebellion because of the Uranus energy being such a prevalent powerhouse in all of this. This is a great time to really tune in and determine, where am I personally growing? Where am I wanting to create more flexibility in my personal freedom and in my life overall? And I actually read an article right before I jumped in here that was talking about governors throughout the United States that were meeting with the president and said, we just need to loosen up our restrictions and figure out how to, COVID is here to stay. So we need to figure out how to work with it and do the best we can. And so to me, that is that Saturn Uranus square that we were in 3 times last year, and it's actually a part of this new moon, where there's this opposition between or tension between, holding people back, and that would be the government, that is that Saturn energy that's holding us back. And then Uranus is like, we want more freedom and flexibility. And so we most likely will see a softening of the restrictions that have been placed upon us. This is also a great time to tune into where you were a year ago. How have you emotionally grown? What has taken place in your life? I know that we've gone through a lot of transitions in the last year, and they're going to continue moving forward. So let's look at a specific chart. And with the sun and moon, they are sitting next to Saturn. And these guys are at, if you can see my little pointer, so they're down here. For this person, I just pulled a chart for the actual new moon, but this would be in their 5th house. And that's important because we'll pull up the houses in just a minute. And it's important so that you can set your intentions specifically around what house it's falling into. But these guys are at a square with Uranus. So there's still this ongoing square. And anytime in astrology, when we have a square, it means they're at a 90-degree angle with each other. And so if I literally had drawn this line, it would go to the center, and then it would go out to Uranus, and it would be this 90-degree square. And anytime there's squares, it means there's opposition. It means we don't know what the next step is. And so we've had, like I mentioned before, we've had this Saturn and Uranus square. It took place exactly 3 different times last year. The last one was December 24th. And so you may be experiencing just this sense of, I want more freedom in my life. And I'm seeing this all over the place. In fact, my landlord called me a couple of weeks ago, and I've been in the process of wanting to move, but he said, okay, the new tenants are moving in June, so you've got to be out. And I initially freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm going to go. And then I realized I can just put all my stuff in storage and just sort of Airbnb it for the next 6 months until I figure out where I want to land. And so where I have this restriction of being in a lease and being in, my house, all of a sudden that has been lifted, and I have that Uranian energy that is saying, hey, you have more flexibility and freedom to move about the country. So notice where this is taking place in your life, because that's going to help you in navigate some of the changes that we're going to be going through this year. As I mentioned, the sun, moon, and Saturn are going to be, they are in Aquarius, that air sign. So this is that inner rebel. There may be creative new solutions that come to mind. This is a time of awakening, and that's really the Uranus energy as the awakener. And so just recognize that you may see things differently, where you were satisfied with a certain element of your life, and all of a sudden you're looking at it going, I don't want to really deal with the situation anymore, or these people, or this job, or whatever it is. There's this sort of awakening to new possibilities. And so take notes, journal about what that is. Doesn't mean you have to take those, leaps of faith or make a decision right now, but it means there is a crack that is opening up and allowing more light to shine in your life and move you in a direction that's going to support you even more. Now, in addition to the 3 planets that we have in Aquarius, we have 4 planets that are over here in Capricorn. So Capricorn's another major player in this new moon. We have Pluto, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Now, Mercury is going direct on the 3rd, which is fabulous because, wow, I don't know about you guys, but 2 weeks ago when both Mercury and Venus were retrograde, it was literally wreaking havoc in so many people's lives. I had so many people calling me, just wondering what is going on. And just recognize that anytime the planets are involved, they are impermanent, which means that this too shall pass. So wherever they're at, whatever stress it's creating, whatever tension, whatever opening is taking place, it it's going to be short-lived, and you're going to have opportunities that open up as a result of it. So with these planets, Pluto is sitting where the natal Pluto is for the United States. And Pluto is unearthing secrets. So it knows where all the dead bodies are hidden, and it's bringing those to the surface. So if there are any subversive type activities that are taking place, or anything, especially in Capricorn, because Capricorn relates to the government, it relates to top-down authority, it relates to father figures, it could be a boss or something like that. But there's sort of this unearthing and seeing the truth of what's been going on. And this can be in, whatever area of your life that this is falling in for you. So just make note of where this Pluto is taking place, because it's the furthest out planet that there is. And so it moves incredibly slowly. And it's going to be in in Capricorn for another couple of years. And as it's grinding in through these last couple of degrees, I think it's at 27 degrees right now, it's getting to that critical degree where it's finalizing its transition through Capricorn. And so it's sort of like wants to tie up all of the loose ends that it possibly can before it moves into Aquarius. And then also with all these planets that are taking place in Aquarius, I literally had to write this down. Normally I can just look at the chart, but I didn't want to miss anything. Venus and Uranus. So again, we have Uranus that's playing into this. So Venus is the planet of love and money, and it went direct on the 29th of January. So there's been this up-leveling of what do I value in life? What do I really want to move forward with? What do I want to be doing? How do I want to make time or money? So there's all these upgrades that are taking place and new awarenesses and awakenings again, and rebellion that is taking place with this trine with Uranus. So just be aware of this. Both of these are in earth signs, and they both relate to money and the economy and the earth itself. So we may be having some transitions that take place. We also have Mars and Uranus, and Mars is an activator. It wants to take action. It loves being in Capricorn, because Capricorn is that tenacious, walking up the mountain step by step by step by step to get to the top. And Mars loves to push to get things going. So there may be something new that's initiating in your life. There may be a fresh start that's taking place. There may be just an awareness that's taking place. And with Mars being in Capricorn, it's telling you, yes, you can take action. So move forward with whatever you feel inspired to do, taking calculated risks, of course. Don't just jump off the ledge, but sometimes we do have to take a leap of faith to get to the next step. So there's this deepening awakening that's taking place with Mars and Uranus. Now we also have Jupiter and Uranus, and these guys are at a sextile. This is a very favorable connection, and Jupiter is all about luck and expansion. So Jupiter and Uranus love to play together. They help you in seeing the future. It's about expanding your vision, maybe seeing things from a different perspective that you didn't necessarily realize were there, or maybe you're seeing them differently. There may be an up-leveling of your consciousness is what's coming up. You may have been through some very difficult situations, and this may be an opportunity of seeing the silver lining. Maybe that is understanding the lesson that you went through. Maybe it's helping you see yourself differently, or maybe you had to acquire new skills to deal with that situation. Just recognize that there's a lot of support that you're receiving from Jupiter and Uranus that is expansive and positive. So focus on positivity, focus on gratitude. Gratitude will get you out of stress and doubt and fear faster than anything else. So every single morning, write 3 things you're grateful for. every single night. Write about 3 things that happened that day that you're grateful for, and it will keep your mind in that positive place so that you can continue to move forward. And then we have Mars and Jupiter. These are at a favorable sextile. As I mentioned, Mars is initiating something new and Jupiter is helping you expand it. Jupiter is helping you see, let's see, Jupiter is, yeah, it is in Pisces. So Jupiter in Pisces is all about your intuition. It's tuning into your dreams, your daydreams, what what your dream life is, and really expanding what that is. So tune into any of those intuitive hits that you've got going on, any inspired action that's coming up. Never discount it. Make sure that you're following through with it so that you really maximize this energy at this time. And then the other one that I wanted to mention, so we have this North Node that has recently just moved into Taurus. And for the rest of, I believe starting next week, it's going to be at a square with Venus. So the North Node is all about where am I moving forward in my life. With Taurus, it's on that physical level. With Taurus, it relates to your values, your 5 senses. It relates to the earth. It relates to how you make money. And so if there's a shift that's taking place in those areas of your life, make sure that you're aligning with your heart's desires, because that will be the Venus energy. Venus is really propelling you to move forward with only things that you love. So it's letting go of the stuff that you're not totally in love with and making sure that you're only doing the things that you do love and value. So as I mentioned, this new moon is taking place in the 5th house, and the houses depends on where you pull your chart. I pulled these at astro.com. And for this chart, it's in the 5th house. And so I have this little chart, and it's also on my website. And I'll post this in the New Moon Facebook page so that you've got it. But with the 5th house, this is going to be about working with children, working for a cause, right? Because it's that Aquarius energy. It's working for people, maybe children, or situations that there's inequities. So it could be abuse around children, or it could be around foster children, or something like that. It also relates to, potentially a new romance in your 5th house, because this is the center of the heart. Aquarius can be quite intense. So if you're into extreme sports, or if you want to experiment with art, this would be a great new moon to set those intentions. And then a little bit about self-care. I always want to bring this in because self-care is a daily necessity. Whether you're sitting down to have a cup of tea by yourself, or a conversation with a friend, or getting a massage or whatever, it's important to make sure that you are loving yourself. And we're moving into the self-love month of February. So with this, again, with an air sign, be very mindful. What thoughts are you really growing? Are there weeds in those thoughts that you need to be pulling? Because this is a great time to really manage your thoughts. Nobody can do that for you. And so it's important to make sure that your thoughts are aligned with what you want to manifest most. Your thoughts will evolve into that emotional push that will help you attract and magnetize what you want. On the empowerment level, make sure that you're trusting and following that inner rebel. That is guiding you towards where you need to go. And it may be shaking up your life in a lot of different ways. So just recognize that that's part of the Aquarius energy. Is the status quo is no longer acceptable. It's time to step up to a new place and really be empowered. And then on a spiritual level, making sure that you're connecting with like-minded people, and being in groups like this where we have a group meditation, but some sort of connection that stimulates great conversation and enhances your spiritual growth. And then we have a couple of options to support you even more. On February 15th, it's a Tuesday. Normally we do these the second Monday of the month, but with Valentine's Day, we decided to do it on the 15th. We will be holding the Stop the Struggle and Thrive. And this, we're bringing in area experts, or I should say countrywide experts that talk about upgrading your mind, body, and spirit. We'll be talking about how to love your immune system, how to bring in more self-love in your life, as well as self-compassion. And we've got some great instructors joining us for that. And then one final, and if you're on the New Moon list, you'll actually get the email for this. And then on February, from February 22nd through the 26th, I'm doing a Facebook event called Live Stress Free Now. And this integrates practical tools, energy tools to help you manage stress, overwhelm, and anxious feelings, as well as using specific essential oil protocols. If you're interested, or if you know of somebody who would benefit from participating in this, go to newmoonmanifesting.com/stress-free. And there's a short application that walks you through the process to get into the class. And if you're not on Facebook, I do have another option for you. So at the very bottom of that application where it says other, just put not on Facebook and I'll connect with you via email so that we can get you that other option. But this is going to be a great tool. You know, there's daily energy tools to help you, and they're super simple, just like we did in our last month's Thrive class. We had some really simple tools that I have had so many people reach out and say, wow, that is so simple. I can just be sitting in the line at the grocery store and I'm massaging my ears and I'm feeling less stress overall. So we've got some great tools coming up to support you in loving on yourself and making sure that you're getting the tools and support that you need so that you can manage your emotions and energy so that you get everything that you want. For this new moon, a couple of my favorite essential oils. I love lemon because it just helps clarify the mind. It is very uplifting. It is invigorating. I love putting a drop in my water. Drinking it with warm water helps cleanse and detox your body. Another of my favorites is cedar wood because two reasons. First of all, as a wood oil, cedar wood helps you feel more grounded, anchored, and connected with the earth, because most of the time we're over processing in our heads and it's making it difficult for us to actually manifest because we're overthinking things. Cedar wood also really supports you in connecting with like-minded people that support what your vision is for yourself and your future. And then finally, my last favorite one is patchouli because it helps you also with connecting with others. You'll be more present in your physical body by using patchouli. So I want to stop this and open up for any questions you may have. Hello, lovelies. All right, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute or drop it in the chat.
So you brought up that, oh my God, January, you guys, has just been awful.
All right.
Well, I mean, okay, I had set my intention so high. You know, our last call was what, January 2nd?
Yes.
Well, 3 days later, so my nephew was killed in a car accident and
So
on the 5th. And then I had to leave for Atlanta, and I was going to take my little dog with me because I'm a rep and I go to America's Mart. But I decided on that Friday after, I didn't have the headspace to drive, just be on the road for 11 hours. So I decided I would catch a flight, and then I left her with my neighbor. So got up 1:30 in the morning, got, to Atlanta, Wednesday morning, I'm getting in the car to go to market. And my neighbor's like, well, Veenie bled all over her bed. So it's like, she took her to the vet, Long story short, Saturday, she's like, well, she's not feeling good today, but I was like, well, I'll see her on Monday. And you guys, I mean, she died that night. And I'm still not over it. Like, oh
No,
my
they're like your
God,
babies. They're
I
so hard to
know.
lose pets. I'm
And
so
yeah,
sorry.
I've just been real, I don't know. It's just been a hard month.
Yeah, I can see why. I'm so sorry. I'm sending you so much love,
So,
my dear.
oh, thank
Big
you. So
hugs.
I ran my chart. I don't know
Yes.
if you can see it at all.
I can't see it, but if you'll just tell
Okay.
me what house it's in.
Okay. So which one? Which planet?
Oh, you want to know where the sun and moon are in Aquarius.
Oh, the sun is in my 6th house.
Okay. So this is a great time to go on a detox or a cleanse, upgrading your health routine, getting checkups such as, dentist,
Yeah.
doctor,
Yeah.
whatever. Self-care would be a part of that. Upgrading your daily routines around any work that you do. Those would be some of the significant things that pop up.
Yeah, because it looks like there's a bunch of square stuff going on. I'm like, oh, geez.
Right.
And then my moon is in my 9th house.
Well, the sun and moon would be together with the new moon.
Oh, I see what. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll be in the same place. So
Okay.
yeah, just, obviously be patient with yourself as you're going through this grief, and taking care of your physical body is a very big part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pluto is like between, like it's right on the line, like, between the 5th and 6th house. And I'm like, what is going on? Yeah.
So much restructuring, right? Like we have so much restructuring that's taking place. And that's one of the reasons that I'm setting up all these other classes. It's like once a month isn't enough for us to connect. We need to have these other touch points to, to stay out of the chaos and make sure that we are honoring ourselves and being good to ourselves, because nobody can do it for us. So we have to do that work for ourselves.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, thank you for sharing, Kate. Big hugs
Yep,
to you, my dear.
thanks. Yeah, it's just yeah. So I definitely didn't want to miss this call. Like, okay, I've got to stay grounded with some group stuff because it's
So vital.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who else has a question or what's going on? Do you know what house this is in for you? And just so we can run through it quickly, just start with my question is.
Hi, Jana, it's Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
So this is in my 8th house, which actually is also is my natal moon house also.
Okay. So
Now,
8th house relates to transformation, shared resources, death and rebirth, not just physical death, but there's whenever we transform, it's like going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? Like there's always that transformation that takes place, and has to do with shared resources. It can be inheritances and wills and shared money and those types of things. So just be aware of what's going on, because it'll just help you in navigating it.
did I read that chart? I looked at it quickly and then screenshot it, and I haven't gone back to it. But did it say something about friend zone, keeping things in the friend zone?
I don't know. Let's see. It's been a day or two since I created
That's
it.
curious.
Curious. Now you got me curious. All right, 8th house.
Keeping everyone in the friend zone conflicts with friends.
Oh, so I mean, you may have someone who is more than a friend, or there may be conflicts with friends. Because there's a comma there after zone.
Right. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I just watch if someone's trying to sneak beyond the friend zone, that you're like, yeah, let's do that maybe next month when I'm not in this transformational period.
So that could also be like boundaries and friendships.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Next.
Hi, Jana. It's Patrice.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Patrice. I'm good. How are you?
Good. My moon is actually in Aquarius.
Okay.
Does that, is it still in a house or not really?
Yeah,
Do I have
no,
to look-
it's so not knowing what degree, do you know the degree of your natal moon?
No, I'd have
Okay.
to.
Anyway, it's an important time for you to tune into your emotions, because how you manage your emotions is all Aquarian energy. Like, you may be somewhat aloof with people, you may have all these ideas, or you may like to be in, have groups of people to support your emotional health. So I'd really kind of tune into what helps you feel emotionally stable and secure, and make sure that it's positive, right? That there's no codependence, but it's, you're independent, but still in a relationship, if that's the case for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who else? Do you know what house this is in, or question?
Jana
Yes, love.
is partially in third and the fourth house.
Okay, do you know, because this is taking place at 12 degrees, do you know where that cusp is, where the line crosses?
The line crosses.
Where it goes from, what did you say, third and fourth?
Yeah, so there's a portion of it is in the third house and the rest is in the fourth.
How many degrees, how many little lines are in the third house?
Oh, geez. I don't know if I understand that part. Yeah, I can't.
There's little tiny tick marks on like on the inner part of the ring, there's all these little tiny marks. And
Okay.
each one of those is a degree, because there's 30 or 29 degrees in each of the houses.
Okay.
And so when I say the sun and moon is at 12 degrees, like in this one, this Aquarius splits both the fourth and the fifth house. But
Okay.
the fourth house is just maybe like 10 degrees. And so now we go into the fifth house for the 12th degree. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 10 degrees in the third house. And then
Okay.
it's
And
like,
the rest in the fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Thank you.
so in the fourth house, so this is a great time to tune into your personal needs, and especially emotional, like what helps you create emotional security. It also relates to sprucing up home base. So you may have new ideas of maybe remodeling your house, or moving things around, or painting something, or doing something that gets energy moving and helps you feel, uplifted and energized. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Like
Okay.
in the process, it's very hard for me to let go of stuff.
Got it.
So, clearing the clutter.
This is a good time to do that.
I have been a widow for 6 years now, and there's a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
to get out of here, and it's hard for me to let go.
I completely understand.
Mhm.
And
I do
be
too.
patient with yourself as you go through that process, because grief can take a long time.
Yeah,
And there also may be a sense of liberation by actually releasing some of it. Maybe not all of it, but maybe you just start going through layers.
yeah. This summer I did a lot of stuff outside that actually really was very empowering.
Oh, good.
To go and clear out and create a new space outside. That it's been a little more difficult now that I've been in the house all the time because of the weather. It's been a little more difficult it's in my head to do it, but it's implementing it. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's just that there's some head stuff going on, I think. So,
I totally understand.
It's hard to touch things. I mean, I get it,
Yeah.
like,
well,
yeah.
and I think I do have, which I really, I so admire you, Jana, because I know that our paths have crossed for a reason. And I do have a mindset of a scarcity mindset of finances.
Mhm.
And what if I don't what if I need that?
Right.
I'm
But
tired.
he sold it and actually made money right now on it if he needed it.
I need it later, so.
For any of you that are on Facebook, I have a group called Women Rocking Money. And every single Wednesday, Wealthy Wednesday, I am dropping one of my one of the videos or webinars from my course, and it's available for that week. So we just started a couple weeks ago, but there's amazing information, and it's just a great way to really upgrade your finances, because we are, with Uranus and Taurus, there's so much that's transitioning with the money system, and who knows what that's going to look like in the future. So the more we know about our finances, the easier it will be for us to navigate and be confident about our money. And so, yes, please put up the chart again. So go to the Women Rocking Money Facebook group and get in there, because that will, I'm going to go through some stuff with my scarcity mindset. So
Okay.
yes,
That's helpful. Thank you.
absolutely. Patricia, is this what you're looking for? Or is it the other one, the houses?
Yeah, the houses. I wanted to see what the houses represent, because Aquarius looks like it's in my third house.
Okay, so third house is the energy of speaking and writing and looking at the future in a different way. And you may be teaching and talking about your vision of the future and, you know, where things are going or where you'd like things to go. So this is a great time to really take all of the ideas, make sure that you're getting them down on paper. Doesn't mean you have to do anything with them right now, but you may have a lot of ideas that inspire kind of innovation, invention, creation, the future. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So Jana, are we supposed to, I'm sorry to interrupt. Are we supposed to be looking on the outer planets on our transit chart? Is that where?
Yes,
like
that's what we
sun-
look at.
Oh,
Yes.
the sun is then in my 8th house.
Okay. So that is about transformation. It's about death and rebirth. That has to do with shared resources, evaluating finances, those types of things.
Mhm.
Anyone
Mhm.
else? Question?
One
Hi,
more-
Jana. Kathy.
Hey, Kath.
I have a question. So mine looks like it's like like the cusp of two houses. Like it's super close.
Which houses?
5th and 6th.
So if it's fifth house, it would be all the heart-centered stuff, like being more playful and fun and expressive and loving and working with children, potentially a new partner coming in or thinking about it. And then the 6th house would relate to daily healthy habits, you know, making sure that you're taking care of your health, doing a cleanse, or just being more mindful about how you're eating and how that's affecting your body, those types of things. Does that help?
Yeah, well, yes and no, because I feel like that's why I'm laughing, because it's like what I'm going through for both sides. Like it could go for either way for me. So I was like, does that? And I'm like, I don't remember that ever happening to me where it's like that close. I'm like, well,
Yeah, sometimes it does get that close that it's like, it's so, you know, and I use the Placidius, which is what this chart is, and that's what I typically teach. Some people use, I can't remember, it's the equal one, where wherever your ascendant starts, that's number 1. So it doesn't even split a house. It just is an astrology sign, and that's it. So like my ascendant is at 11 degrees of Leo, and people would say, well, all of my Leo is in my first house, but I like the Placidius version. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I'd have to look at your
Okay.
chart to know for sure where it's hitting.
okay. I'm going to take a screenshot and send it to you.
Okay. Somebody else had a question.
I did. Whoops, real quick.
Yes, love.
So if I have a portion of that third house, would I look to that as well, but put more emphasis on the fourth house? Because it has more of the degrees or whatever it is that you said that
Yeah, so I would focus on the degree of where it's at. So if it's primarily in the fourth house, and that's what I would focus on.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Yeah. There's different schools of thought. You can listen to somebody else and they'll tell you something totally different, right? So take what works, work on what works for you. Anyone else? Questions about their chart?
Oh, can you show the chart one more time and
Absolutely.
explain how to tell what we're looking at?
So you see these little lines down, they're kind of in the yellow part of this. They're like, these are 5 degrees, but
No,
sometimes
but not the
you can
degrees. I'm
kind of-
trying to figure out what house I'm in.
Yeah, so like if each of these is 5 degrees, you'd want to see where 12 degrees of Aquarius is.
Jana, you don't have a chart with the transits on the outside?
No, because this is the actual new moon chart. Normally
Oh.
you'd look on the transits, they would be on the outer part, but I
I think
just,
that's what she might be asking.
Well, okay, because I pulled this chart.
uh-huh.
So, but how do I know on my own chart, like what house I'm supposed to be looking at? Do I look for the Aquarius squiggles?
Yes.
And then, okay.
So you look for the little squiggle guys. They look
Mhm.
like waves.
Okay,
And
so
then you're
this
going to
one is in
count-
4 and 5.
Okay. And
No, that's the question. This one is in 4 and 5.
yes.
Okay, so then, okay, so I'm in 1 and 2.
And what's your ascendant at? Does it, like
Okay,
this-
what's an ascendant?
it's this little thing over here?
Oh,
like
oops,
this
oh, okay.
degrees.
No, the AC.
Yeah, the AC.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, there's a big 27 and a little 21.
Okay, so that means it's 27 degrees, 21 seconds is what that means. So then your first house begins. So is your first house all Aquarius?
No, it's probably about a third.
Is Capricorn?
Oh wait, I have no idea.
I'm going to pull your chart later and I'll email you.
Okay. Oh wait, is it Jupiter?
Her first house has to be Sagittarius, I think.
No, because she said her first and second was Aquarius. So
Oh, I thought she said third and fourth.
No,
Yeah.
she was asking, yeah.
So if Aquarius is in your 11th house, let's see, that was groups and
Yeah, that's the true Aquarius energy. So you may be a part of a movement. You may, share your knowledge and wisdom with people. There may be specific things that are near and dear to your heart that you want social reform over, specific groups that you're fighting for. You probably really enjoy stimulating conversation and having friends that are, that you feel like you can talk to. Even if it's a debate or a discussion, even a heated discussion, you find that type of energy stimulating.
yeah. So Saturn is transiting it. Maybe that's what is rocking my boat right now.
Oh my gosh, right? Yes. There's so much that's rocking our boats right now. All right, any other questions?
Hey, Jana, it's me, Alina.
Hey.
Hi. So this is happening in my 7th house, and it says all kinds of cool stuff like genius and scientist and
Right?
eccentric partner. So,
Yeah, let's say, yep, check.
so this is
Yeah,
all
all
about
good
me,
stuff.
my relationship.
Upgrading
with-
your relationship. And this can be, it could be any partnership. So it could be a partnership in business. It can be working with a like-minded person, right? Like if you were at work and there was one person that you really worked with this would be a great time to enhance that or even set intentions around working, collaborating with like-minded people.
Okay, I love it. And I can also email and find out from you.
Mhm.
In your longer write-up, your blog on this new moon, you said this was the beginning of the lunar.
The Lunar New Year. Oh, I didn't even mention
Yeah.
that, did I? Yeah, so this is the year of the water tiger. And
Oh,
the
okay.
tiger brings in some great energy of bravery, courage, and strength. So integrating that type of energy into everything you do, like having the courage to make difficult choices and move forward, or having the courage to, or just, feeling that independence. Tigers are very independent, but they are courageous and strong and brave. So however you can integrate that energy into your life would be fabulous. And we'll do that with the meditation as well. Any other questions before we go into meditation?
I just want to make a comment. I was actually born the year of the tiger.
Love it.
To this day, every time I hear the song "Eye of the Tiger," it does something to me inwardly. Crazy.
It's your song. That should be your abundance song. I'm writing about in my book how to have an abundance, right? Because literally the word abundance has dance in it. So I tell people, when you get money that you don't expect, or whatever, a gift that you don't expect, that you do this abundance and you have a song that you do it to. So that'd be a great song to do that too.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, let's go into a brief meditation and help set your intentions. Hopefully you're in a place that you can be relaxed and calm for a couple of minutes. And begin by taking, I don't need to share this. I'm actually.
Excuse me, Jana.
Yes, love.
I had a question.
Yes.
And I have my Aquarius in Moon. And most of it is in the 4th house with a little bit in the 5th house. And I've just been feeling very heavy. Like I'm moving through quicksand or something the last few weeks. And it really resonated with me when you were talking about all the outer planets and like the dead bodies coming up.
Right.
And I'm just like trying to figure out how to wave through all of my emotions, because it's really like, because my brain wants to like try to take over because of my upbringing to like charge through, but I feel like I have to deal with these emotions, but also kind of stay afloat.
Absolutely. So this is a great month or time for you to work on emotional stability. And journaling, pen to paper, is one of the best things you can do because it gets it all out of your head and gets it onto paper. And you can actually burn that, right? It doesn't have to be something that you save, but create a ritual around it where you're burning it and releasing whatever emotions are going on, and then replace it with whatever you're grateful for. Even the lessons, right? Like being able to see the lessons and understanding the gifts in those lessons is huge in moving out of that victimization and into, your true self.
Yeah. Okay. Here's hoping the tiger will, instead of just getting tests of my bravery, courage, and strength, like somehow draw that in the place of burning, I guess, what I want to leave behind.
Absolutely. That would be great. Thank you.
Oh, is there a correlation between like how like Aquarius and then the water sign of Tiger this year?
No, those are because Aquarius is actually an air sign, and there's I think there's 4 different elements that the Chinese New Year's go through, and so it just goes sequentially through the earth, fire, or the metal. I don't know, whatever the 4 are: fire, water, earth, and
Earth.
air. Yeah.
Metal.
Fire,
Metal.
air.
Yeah, I guess 5 elements. So since it takes 12 years to go through the lunar you know, all the different lunar new years. I think the last water tiger was 20, that would have been 2012. Yeah, not 2010. So anyway, yeah, it's just different based on the Chinese New Year.
Right, the 5 different elements.
Yes.
Okay. And then kind of a practical like question. I saw like fourth house is kind of focused on like personal space and like
Absolutely.
like upkeep that. And I've been struggling because I have these 2 new kitten sisters, Calliope and Circe, and they really like to kind of for better or worse, like fuck with my space a lot. And like
Right.
it's normal kitten stuff, but like it's been causing kind of distress, like in, you know, because you have to, the goal is like to clean up for new year and for new moon, and like I feel like I'm always putting stuff back, or like I feel like they're forcing me to have to change and like move things around where I don't want them to be. And I just I'm wondering if you have any advice for how to flow with, you know, the feline lovelies and not get angry or, you know, frustrated at myself or our relationship. And yeah.
Yeah, the best thing that takes you out of that frustration, because frustration and anger land in the liver, and then it just activates other frustration and anger. Best thing you can do to get out of that is gratitude, right? Like be grateful for the cute little moments that you have with them. That first year with any pet is incredibly frustrating. I've been there. I have a 3-year-old dog. I have, you know, an 8-year-old cat, and I totally get it. But that first year, you're constantly wondering, why did I do this? And what's going on with my life and all of those things. But once you get past it, then you're going to have these loving companions that are with you. So it's, you know, part of that's a process of endurance and just keep moving forward and expressing gratitude for why you got them in the first place.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's mute. I'm going to mute everybody. And we'll go through a brief meditation, and then we will open up the line for one final check-in, and then we'll wrap up for the day. All right, go ahead and close your eyes and begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Breathing in deeply all the way down to your belly. And as you exhale, release any tension you're holding in your neck and shoulders. Maybe wiggle them around a little bit, opening up space between your ears and your shoulders. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically, tuning into your body, allowing yourself to settle in, tuning out the outer world and tuning into the inner one. As you breathe out, release any tension you're holding in the mid body, the lower back, the hips. Just feeling your body melt away, loosening up and letting go. And imagine that you're walking on a beach. It's nighttime and the perfect temperature. You hear the waves crashing. And as you're walking up the coast, you see people gathered around a bonfire. And they're dancing and celebrating. And it's very intriguing, and it's inviting you to move towards it. And just allow yourself to immerse yourself into the circle with the other people. listening to the rhythm of the music, mesmerized by the flames of the fire. And this is a sacred space, allowing you to simply let go and be present with what you feel in your body. Tuning in to any discord, frustrations, or anger you may be feeling. And you find a stick on the beach and you pick it up and you breathe any emotions that you're ready to release into the stick. Using this powerful Aquarius energy, the rebel within you, any places where you felt others have taken advantage of you or you've been mistreated, any frustrations or anger, just breathe them into the stick. Just take a couple of moments and allow any other emotions that want to be released at this time to become very present. And breathe those into the stick. Any sadness or sorrow, any grief that you may be feeling. Just let go, whatever's ready to be released into the stick. And when you feel that you've released everything that you need at this time, just see yourself throwing the stick into the fire, allowing the fire to consume the stick and any of the energy that you've breathed into it. Being very present of what you feel in your body now. Is there a sense of release, freedom? Just allow yourself to be present with what you feel in your body. Tuning in even deeper. Connecting with the silver lining, the lessons that you learned from the experiences that created these emotions. You're in a safe space and you're surrounded with unconditional love from your ancestors, your guides, the people that are in the circle. Everyone is supporting you and holding you as you release what no longer serves you. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And whenever we release, we want to replace the energy with what we want to create. Tuning into your physical body, into your heart. Imagine that you're planting seeds for this Aquarius new moon. What is it that you want to magnetize to you? The right people, the right resources, the energy of the tiger, that bravery, courage, and strength to move you forward. And all of that energy is being infused into every cell of your body. is supporting you in upgrading your values, setting boundaries so that other people respect your values, tuning in to your truth, helping you attract like-minded people that you collaborate with, that you feel supported by. And just feel yourself attracting that into your body, filling up every cell of your body with this feeling of unconditional love. It's moving from the crown of your head, completely filling your head, moving into your shoulders, both the front and the back, like you're literally being bathed by sunlight, but it's penetrating into the cells of your body. It's coming down through your throat, burning away any places where you've been unable to speak your truth and express yourself. Coming down into your chest, burning away any walls around your heart, any fears that you may have about receiving love. It continues to dance and radiate throughout your chest and down to the solar plexus, where it's burning away any areas of your life where you felt a loss of power, where you felt powerless, where you haven't stood in your power. And it's reigniting your personal strength, your courage, that you are brave and able to handle difficult situations. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And this unconditional loving energy moves down to the sacral center, igniting your creativity, your passion, allowing you to create in this life what you're here to create. And the energy moves down into your hips and low back, burning away any connections with anyone who no longer serves you. That you're literally severing those connections now, and their energy is moving away from you. Almost like you cut a rubber band and it instantly slings their energy back to them. The energy is moving down through your legs, energizing and activating them. And as the energy gets to your feet, just imagine that it's moving into the earth, anchoring you and connecting you with the center of the earth. It's like a lightning bolt. In an instant, it shoots down there, connecting with Mother Earth. And as soon as it connects, Mother Earth amplifies that energy, and it's like a springboard. It bounces back up through your feet, up your legs, through your torso, into your heart, into your neck, your head, and out through the crown of your head. The energy is flowing literally like a waterfall, coming up through the bottom of your feet, up through the crown of your head, and back down into the earth. Just imagine you're one of those statues in a waterfall where the water is coming up through the crown of your head And then it spills back over into the bowl. And notice what your body feels like. Tune into the transformation that's taken place. This has been a powerful time of healing, energizing, activating. And bring your awareness back to your heart. Maybe even place one or both of your hands over your heart. Just bringing all your awareness to the space. That even though as we're moving into this Aquarius energy, where it's heavy air energy and over processing or overthinking, that when you get to those moments of overwhelm or feeling distress, that take your hands over your heart and simply breathe. The muscle memory will take you back to a moment like this of peace and tranquility. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Begin to bring awareness back to your fingers and toes, wiggling them, expressing gratitude to the fire energy that has supported you, the bonfire, the people that were there supporting you. Express gratitude to your higher self. And express gratitude to yourself for taking this time. And as you bring your awareness back to your physical body, you may have specific messages, images, ideas. It's important to write them down right away, as the energy will quickly flee. I'd love to open it up for anyone who has anything interesting they want to share with us, or any specific questions that you may have. That was a very different meditation than I even imagined. So I don't know if it helped you, but somebody needed that energy, or maybe you all needed it. But it was very, very different than I expected.
Jana, this is Patricia.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That was a really powerful meditation, exactly what was needed. And I was like, wow, I miss Jana's meditations. You're the best. You're the best.
All right. I'm so glad that you're joining us again. It's so great to see you. Did you get my emails?
Yes, I just responded.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had sent an email, and then I found it back in my junk folder, and then I sent you a second email. Mercury, that's all I'm going to claim. Just can't deal.
Thank you.
But I'm glad that it helped you, and I'm so glad that you're back. Anyone else question, comments before we wrap? I can actually wrap, and then we can not record. So let me do that. So thank you all for joining us for our New Moon Manifesting call. I hope you will join us on February 15th for our Stop the Struggle and Thrive, where we're going to work through 3 specific elements to help you upgrade your mind, body, and spirit. And then if you're inspired, join us for the 5-day Facebook event, where you're going to learn how to de-stress and de-anxietize your life. That's a new word. I just made that up. And if it's not something that interests you, who do you know that may be interested? Because I'd love to connect with them. I'm really on a mission to empower people with managing their emotions and anxiety and stress for people is sky high. So we've got some amazing solutions to support people, and I'm here to support you. If you do have questions and comments that didn't get answered, please email me and I will, hopefully it won't go to spam folder. I don't know why things are going into my spam. It's just annoying, but I'm going to religiously check my spam folder from now on. So thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful and amazing Aquarius new moon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thanks,